And we're live.
I'm the new Denise mascot. Do I have what it takes? I just want to be the best, or even handsome. Good would be great. I'm a little unsure, I have to admit. Just be yourself and you can do it. I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be Petey. La 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 la. I'm Petey. Yeah!
What was that? Are you gonna... is your presence just gonna essentially cause everyone else to go down with you? Like the purple M&M?
The purple M&M is actually my friend. And you know what? I find that disrespectful what happened.
What, you
Nah,
don't...
I'm just kidding. Who'll be friends with that jerk?
You're not friends with the purple M&M now?
Nah, I was just joking. I'm a real jokester.
It's supposed to be cringe. We're just making fun of the purple M&M thing. So, essentially what happened is M&M's had a new purple mascot, and apparently the purple M&M was such a marketing disaster that it caused all of the mascots to be retired.
Yep.
No, I wasn't actually drunk. That's the problem. I wish I was.
Wow. $5 donation from Big Timer SH5 saying, Yo, Denise, you could cover 2 of the best Sonic Racing fan games for your catalog. Sonic Roboblast 2 Kart and Sonic Battle R.
I'll consider it. I've never tried getting into the Sonic fan racing games, let alone fan games. Although the Sonic racing game I did play being Sonic R, which is actually the only full-on Sonic retrospective that I've done, under the disguise of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe beta, 64 beta. But, yeah, I'd be interested in checking it out.
Reese's got an interesting question here. How do you feel about Cosmic Shake so far? I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too. I need to play more of it because I haven't been home. But, you know, yeah, I'm going to play a lot more after this. But I'm currently playing Super Mario Advance 4 on the Wii U. And we're going to play the e-reader levels, which is pretty cool. The Wii U. Come on, if you want, play it on the Switch, will you, T&D? Purple M&Ms just taste like the other
I
ones.
actually play this on my emulator. I play the Wii ROM on my emulator. Emulator. My Wii U, of course.
No, you have the e-reader and you have all the cards.
Right, of course.
So what we're gonna do?
I honestly haven't sat down and finished all the e-reader levels, but I kind of wish it wasn't like a side mode. I wish it was like an extra world, if that makes sense.
It kind of is, but also, you know, just the way that they did it is it was a really weird way of going about it. Essentially what happened is they had the e-reader thing, and the idea was to swipe cards in order to get new content. But that required 2 Game Boy Advance systems. You need a link cable, so what you'd have to do is you'd have to link it up, and from there, you had to essentially just swipe the cards and stuff. But for this stream, we're going to do some Nintendo Direct predictions, and Reese was asking if he can join. At the moment, I think it's just going to be us so we can get things started, because I do have a problem focusing when it comes to these sort of streams. So I want to make sure we do get our Nintendo Direct predictions in, rather than just talking about the purple M&M, or Petey, or what else have I been talking about?
Oh, you mean Pinocchio huffing poop?
That and...
Oh, you're working for the Muskville Council? Well, why didn't you say so? Anyway, this all seems to be in order.
Anyways, here are your e-reader levels, my friends. So...
This person you're on call with got Ebola? What? What?
I wish I had a response to that, but I really don't, unfortunately. No, Reese, it would be fun to talk about Paper Mario.
I think it's because I'm coughing.
I was laughing so hard that there was just something that TND found it funny. It was just something. It had to do with the purple M&M post that I made earlier, but also, see, this is a problem. The purple M&M thing.
Oh, look at this. Will you be playing localized Cubert, fellas? Says Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan, we won't be playing that, but we will be playing 30,000 Mario levels. There's about 27 of them. Alright.
You know, if you think about it, the E-Reader levels are basically the lost to GBA Mario game that we never got.
That's pretty much what it is. But Reese, the reason why we're going to have you on later, but for now we wanted to discuss the predictions. With Paper Mario, you know, I was a little bit like, don't talk about it too much anymore, but honestly, at this point, I think it actually is intriguing to talk about, especially considering that we got Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. But with that being said, since we're on a 2D Mario game, do you think a 2D Mario game is going to happen? Like a new one?
It's tough because, you know what? I think so. I think it's about time.
Well, it's been time.
What happened?
It's been time for a very long time.
It has been. I mean, it's been a decade, but I think now is the time because we have a Mario movie coming up. We have Super Nintendo World release. You know, launching in America. What is it, next year? I think it's about time, and I think it could probably be the holiday game. I don't think it's going to release next to the movie, but I think there will be like promotion for the game, like with the movie, if that makes sense.
We don't count Super Mario Run. I don't think anyone does. Nintendo does, and I'm also not including the Super Mario Maker games.
I also think the game's going to take kind of a 2.5D style. So New Super Mario Brothers kind of did this, but not really. I'm thinking more like Tropical Freeze, where it's 3D, but it's clearly in a 2D plane. I'm hoping that they play around with like the backgrounds and Virtual Boy Mario Lands.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Also, and one of the big things I really hope they do is new locations that 2D Mario has never been in before.
That has been a huge problem with 2D Mario for the longest time. So I think with New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, it kind of had to be a little more vanilla. But even then, you had some sort of newer locations. I think the mountain one was kind of new. And the way they went about the jungle was an interesting take. And I do feel like New Super Mario Bros. Had the creativity of past Mario games. Do you guys feel the same way? Reese, if you're also here, do you feel the same way? Because this is where we can mention Mario mandates. But with New Super Mario Bros., I feel like it was perfectly fine up until New Super Mario Bros. 2. You know, I feel like with New Super Mario Bros., it's fine to have New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and that actually did add a lot new. But the other two were excessive, and I remember our conversation on the phone when you called me to say, so I've been playing New Super Mario Bros. U, and it's boring. So, the problem with 2D Mario...
The whole series could kind of be summed up as boring. And I mean, the first one and Wii do have, like, good level design, but... You know, playing the older Mario games, they do retread a lot of the same ground.
I agree with you there. Let's see.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Reese said, yeah, I feel like after Wii they've been pretty stale. Wii style was fine, but Nintendo went too far with it. Oh, absolutely. Now, let's see.
I feel like even Wii and New Super Mario Bros. DS had the problem of relying too much on nostalgia. And I mean, the later games did that too.
I think they doubled down.
They definitely still lean into, like, you know, the world aesthetics and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with associating Mario with, like, grassy plains, but I feel like, I will say with Nintendo, I feel like, mainline-wise, at least in the Switch era, they do shake it up quite a bit. I mean, we have Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, which did shake up their respective franchises pretty, not drastically, but like they shook them up pretty
I don't know.
Virtually.
You don't think it's drastic to have Mario go on Dennis Rodman and wear a dress in New Donk City? A wedding dress, might I add.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, I think that's
but
not just the mainline games, though. I think the spin-offs have gotten pretty good at that, too. Like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's time for an evolution of 2D Mario. I think, obviously, lives and, like, the timer and, like, you know, how coins work in terms of how they used to work in 2D Mario games will have to change. I think coins should be used to, like, buy items from the item shop this time. And I think the world map will probably be something akin to either 3D World's world map, or if anyone's actually played this game, Sackboy Big Adventure's world map.
See, the thing with 2D Mario is they've just got to shake up the gameplay and make it more modernized. Because I feel like the problem with New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Mario Bros. 2 is shortly after we got some amazing games. We got not New Super Mario Bros. We got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. We got Rayman Origins and Legends. That was a little bit before, but you get the idea. And everything since then has been better, except for Kirby Star Allies, pretty much. But the thing is, they just have to make it new. If I was playing, or actually, I do have it on Wii U, but I think we're gonna just kind of keep. Well, Luigi U is pretty cool. Yeah, Luigi U. There's a reason why we're not bringing it up, is because Luigi U is the exception, not the rule. That was more of an expansion sort of weird DLC thing, but also a standalone game. And that was a really cool game. They shook things up, even though the theming was very similar. But the levels were memorable. The levels were also challenging. So Luigi U gets a thumbs up from me.
Oh wow, Riders DX is in the chat.
No way.
I'm a big fan of your videos.
Riders DX is in the chat. What is up, man? Thank you so much for suggesting getting the Cosmic Shake review copy. You guys, if you haven't subscribed to Riders DX, please do so, because he makes videos about SpongeBob games, and I don't care what anyone says, I do consider SpongeBob to be one of the best gaming franchises. The SpongeBob games have always been so good. And I did get a review copy of Cosmic Shake, so there's no delaying it. I'm going to review it. It's an obligation, but a very fun obligation. I'm very excited to review it.
Wow, so Robbie Mammon asked me, what was your first video game? It was, you know, I don't know if, I think this is the first video game I can remember, but, funnily enough, since we're talking about SpongeBob, my first video game that I can remember playing is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom for PlayStation 2.
Good way to start
that's
off.
Probably why I love collectathons as much as I do today.
I got Battle for Bikini Bottom much later, but the game that got me into gaming and really wanted me to get into gaming was Drawn to Life SpongeBob Edition. I love drawing, and I really wasn't into gaming before, but that game, since I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, it really resonated with me, and I really wanted to get it, and it's a great game. That is one of the games that I did announce a Riders DX crossover, where we go over the DS SpongeBob games. That and Atlantis Square Pantis are what we have in mind. So stay tuned for that, because that is one I'll probably want to do after Cosmic Shake. I'll share some of my thoughts on Cosmic Shake, but in terms of predictions, I do think that a 2D Mario could be likely, but what about a 3D Mario game? Because, believe it or not, it has been almost 6 years since the last 3D Mario, which is, I think, the longest gap since Sunshine.
I think they're saving that for next year. I think my intuition is that they're going to release, maybe not like a Switch 2, but like an upgraded Switch next year. I just feel like the writing's on the wall. I think you and I have a good like sense of like when Nintendo's like slowing down, and it definitely feels like they are. It's not like they don't have games this year, but you know, it's felt like a long time. Like, you know, their technology is getting old, and like they could probably ride out the wave for like a long time, but it's at the point where it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
I feel like a new console's on the way, 2024, and I think we'll get the 2D Mario game this year to push sales of the Switch for one last push, but I do think whatever the new 3D Mario game is going to be a launch title for whatever the new Switch is going to be.
Well, I think that's going to be Mario Kart 9, but, you know, regardless, we could talk about Switch 2 predictions all day, but we are not a rumor channel. But You know, with that being said, though, I do think that... Oh, that was not a good move. I have the audio turned down here, so I can't exactly get audio indicators what's going on in the levels.
I will say, though, I do think we're going to get an announcement of whatever the new 3D Mario game is this year. I mean, how long has it been since Odyssey? Like, almost 6 years? That's like the longest we've gone without a 3D Mario.
Yeah, well, the Switch era has really tested our patience because a lot of series we haven't gotten new entries for. I think this level of better is Luigi, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to do something Mario, but I'm not sure what they're going to do in terms of a 2D or 3D. But if I had to choose one, I would say 2D is more likely. But I do think that Odyssey 2 would probably be the next 3D Mario game simply because they have the assets. But, you know, it's been such a long time, you might wonder what is taking so long. But at the same time,
I mean,
Tears of the Kingdom took like 6 years, which was longer than the gap between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild. So I think either one is a reasonable prediction. We actually are in an unprecedented time since 2020 where we don't even know what the next Mario game in general is going to be. And that's not including mainline. In fact, things have been pretty slow for Mario recently. Last year we got Mario Strikers Battle League and Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We got a Mario game last year. We got one Mario game, being Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. A damn good one at that, but still, that's also a Ubisoft thing, so in terms of Nintendo's input, it's been rather light. And I'm not saying this to complain or anything, but it's just been kind of odd. Something I've noticed.
This might be a good segue into the rumored Mario game that may or may not be your next obsession.
Oh great, it's my next obsession. What's next? I'm gonna be obsessed with the NFT cartoon? Am I gonna be obsessed with another sports game? Oh wow, I'm so excited. I wonder how Twitter's gonna react. But
oh gosh. Yeah, so Zippo, whose credibility is all over the place, has said that a new Mario baseball game is in the works from Bandai Namco and Now Productions. Now Productions did the Pac-Man World Repack remake, which was fantastic. My problem isn't with the developers. My problem is that this whole Switch era, all the Mario sports games have been lackluster in one way or another. I mean, I thought Mario Strikers was going to be the one time where they were like, okay, it's next level games, they can do no wrong.
It turned out to be the worst one. But, man. But the thing is, I don't know if it's going to happen. They are definitely putting a lot of focus on the movie. I don't know with the Mario baseball.
So Poop, great name, Mike.
Has Zippo ever been right?
Zippo's been right with certain things, but like for example, most of like the Sonic 30th anniversary stuff that he was preaching a long time ago was like, he said that we were going to get an adventure-like game. That didn't really happen. But a lot of things, I forget from the top of my head, but he has said some things that were right. But the problem with Zippo is that he does a lot of safe predictions that are kind of no-brainers. So take it with a grain of salt. But I don't. The thing is like I don't see why it wouldn't happen. Mario Baseball has a cult following. I don't think they would do Mario Hoops anytime soon, even though I really want them to. You know, Namco has a great relationship with Nintendo. It seems likely.
I mean, disregarding my resentment towards the Mario sports games, it could be. It'll be the first console since the GameCube to get all 4 of them. I can't, it's probably going to happen, but I could probably guarantee you it's not going to be good.
I trust Namco too, Nick, but I also trusted Next Level Games, and they weren't the issue with Mario Strikers. It's Nintendo, so...
It just seems like I wouldn't trust Zippo. It seems like Zippo is a guy who is just eating Cheetos and going on Twitter and just pulling things out of his wahoo and just saying...
Don't take Zippo's words for gospel. This is just something to talk about because there has been a pattern where there is like a Mario sports game every year for like a while now.
usually every summer, kind of have that title for, just like a summer release when students are getting out of school and stuff, It's just like, I don't want to think about it.
Oh, wow. You can grab the boomerang in this game?
You sure can.
Holy cow. It's in the boomerang flower before the boomerang flower.
It is. I really don't trust leaks much unless it's a leak that Nintendo does themselves, like with Forgotten Land. Kirby seems to leak quite a bit, just like Mario and Rabbids. Where are the Mario Brothers being plumbers when you need them? But I won't have to rag on Mario Baseball since he'll do it for me. The good thing about Mario Baseball is if it happens, and if it's bad, then we'll get to have Demich's Maximum Fury all over again, which is going to be fun. But at the same time, I want it to be good. I just want a... Can we have one good Mario sports game on the Switch? Just one. That's it. All they need to do is just do what they did on the Wii and just expand on it. That's it. It's not that hard. But I think it's likely. Not because of Zippo, but the pattern.
Speaking of games that you've been getting interested in lately, why don't we talk about that F-Zero GX quote-unquote remaster? What do you think, I mean, obviously it's a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, but do you think it's likely? I personally don't think it's likely at all.
Are you more into the rumors game than I am? And this came from, I think, Liam Robinson, and he was talking about it. I think he's gotten some other things right. If it's not safe prediction, I think that guy seems to have a little bit more of a track record, along with Nate the Hate. He was saying something similar.
Yeah, he has a good track record. My issue is that they've also said in the past, Metroid Prime trilogy's coming out, and nothing has happened. So that's why I always say take these things with a grain of salt. But also it's F-Zero, and Nintendo seems to hate F-Zero for some reason.
Yeah, because Sega outdid them at their own franchise.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even know who would be the ones who master this game.
Well,
I don't think Nintendo would do it, and I definitely...
So if you've ever played F-Zero GX, it's unlike any racing game you've ever played. It's challenging, it's fast-paced, it's like a roller coaster ride, if you think about it, but in the sense of a racing game. Randpin is here, good to see you. Metroid Prime Trilogy, when Jeffy says it's going to happen. Man, I'd rather have a new Mario and Luigi game. I'd probably rather get my wisdom teeth removed than have another Mario sports game.
Talk to you about that. Do you think we'll see a new Mario and Luigi game from a new team?
Short answer, no. I don't think so.
You don't think so at all?
No. And I think that, yeah,
why do you say that?
The main reason is because I do think this is going to be a lighter year for the Switch, and if we're getting a new mainline Mario, and a Mario Baseball, as well as maybe F-Zero GX, I think that is a pretty good amount. So, in this case, I'm trying to limit what I'm predicting, not because I want to, or I'm afraid of being wrong, but I'm fine being wrong. In fact, I'd like to be wrong, and I hope Mario Baseball is actually phenomenal. But, with that being said, I will say that F-Zero is an interesting case because it is a series Nintendo has had dormant for quite some time. But, as much as I'll give the Switch era flack, one thing that they have done really well is showcasing that they're not afraid to bring back dormant series. We had the return of 2D Metroid. We had the return of Advance Wars coming up. Now that's another thing. I think it's going to happen now. The game's probably been finished. They were just waiting for an appropriate time to release it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think that's a safe prediction. And also, there's been patents and stuff that have been updated. Okay, that's actually a good thing to bring up. So, don't forget about Detective Pikachu 2. I did forget about that. I didn't forget about Pokemon Sleep, though. I don't know if that's going to happen. It just seems like one of those things they might have announced before it was even in development. And Detective Pikachu, it's not a good game.
Off topic, but there was a leak earlier today about a Zelda Lego set that Nintendo was taking down. I think it's the Great Deku Tree, but makes me wonder if they're gonna announce that soon too.
That's probably going to be in a separate announcement, but I don't know if you were implying
Probably.
a Lego Zelda video game. I don't think they do that.
Oh, no, I don't think so. But, you know.
They would have
It's
done
what it is,
something
but,
like Lego Mario by now. Okay, that Chain Chomp's going to be the end of me, I think. So I got to see what he's doing.
I want to get your opinion. Kid Icarus Uprising.
Ugh!
Do you think...
Damn it!
Do you think,
Yeah.
do you think a remake is happening for it, based on, obviously, what Sakurai said a while back?
I think it could. I think that is something that's a fair prediction, too. I think it's going to be a lot of smaller games and maybe some remakes. Remakes of larger games, might I add, but at the same time, they're still remakes, so they're not going to take as much resources, and I'm fine with that. So, let's recap what we've predicted so far. We've discussed a new mainline Mario, leaning towards a new 2D Mario game. We've talked about a new Mario Baseball, that's hopefully not crap. And we've talked about the possibility of an F-Zero GX remake. So, with that being said, I do want to know, just, you think that this is pretty much going to be it? We do have Pikmin 4 coming up, and we have Tears of the Kingdom, but already that seems to be quite a bit for a so-called lighter year.
What about, you know, I don't know, this isn't like a big franchise, but what about either a new Mario Party or Mario Party Superstars DLC?
I don't think we're going to get DLC for Mario Party Superstars. Joshy, if you're watching this, I hate to break it to you, but I don't think it's going to happen. It just seems like with Mario Party, they don't really do DLC for some reason. Sometimes because they're doing other games, but I really couldn't tell you in that case. It feels like something that would have happened, but it didn't.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, Mario Kart's an exception, so I don't think that it means Mario Party is likely to get it, or Odyssey. There was talks about Odyssey DLC from that email, but I think it was just Nintendo reminding people about the game, because they just like to advertise their older games.
You know, I don't think this is happening this year. I think it's happening next year. But Donkey Kong, what are your opinions on this? Because we've heard a lot of things about a new Donkey Kong game by Nintendo EPD. Do you think they're going to announce it this year with the release date of next year? Do you think they're going to come out with it this year? Do you think they're even going to announce it this year at all?
See, it's really hard to tell with that kind of thing, because if they're doing new hardware, wouldn't they want the newer games on the Switch? Or are they just going to keep the Switch going? Because, you know, I've been kind of on the fence about that idea.
I'd assume everything's still backwards compatible, but I do get what you're saying. I don't know. It's tough, because I feel like it seems like they really want to push Donkey Kong to be a big franchise again, and I feel like you do that with your next console. That's assuming that they're coming out with a new console next year. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're not going to see anything related to Donkey Kong yet.
Except for Seth Rogen.
Except for Seth Rogen. Yeah, we'll probably get a Donkey Kong Country movie announcement, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see anything Donkey Kong this year. I think this year is mainly going to be about the new 2D Mario game. I think it just makes sense with the Mario movie.
I think, yeah, maybe Mario would be better for this. I think someone was asking me, have I ever considered doing an awards show? I did. I was actually thinking of doing the Poison Mushroom Awards, which would be a parody of the Razzies for last year. Of course, Switch Sports would get one. Splatoon 3 would get one for being the most unnecessary game ever made. Not saying it's the worst game I've played, but it didn't even have a new mode. And of course, yeah, you get the idea. The only ones that would win awards that are actual awards are Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Kirby's Dream Buffet, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and Xenoblade 3. Although I've yet to play it.
We can't forget the farming sims.
Farm? We just got the first one. We got Story of Seasons. Now I'm just waiting for Fae Farm. Are you?
I'm not waiting for them. I was just joking.
So you think T&D is probably... Oh, I don't... Yeah, farming simulators... Yeah, they're not cool. Okay, time to play some Harvest Moon. Demetrius, you gonna stop me? Actually, I wouldn't, because I do enjoy some farming sims from time to time. Is Animal Crossing a farming sim?
In some ways, yeah, but I'd say it's more of a life sim.
Yeah, I think that farming sims are fine. I think that all genres of games are fine. Even JRPGs, contrary to popular belief. But the thing...
But there's a such thing as, like, balance.
Yeah, you don't want to... I mean, even in the Wii U era, it's clear what my favorite genre of games is, yet we got too many platformers at that time. A lot of bad commercials, too. But that is beyond the point.
You know, are there any wild cards that you predict for this Direct?
Mario Baseball being good. Now, wild cards? You think they'd ever consider bringing Star Fox back after the disaster that was Star Fox Zero?
Not right now. I don't think it's the time for Star Fox yet.
Star Fox is just a really weird series. It always has been, because they nailed it with 64, but they don't know what to do with it for some reason. How hard is it? It's a cool series with farm animals in space.
For some reason, they keep rebooting it with each sequel, and instead of like improving upon like the gameplay, they just keep making different iterations. They really need to stop that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Star Fox needs a reinvention. I don't know who can do it. I mean, who developed Zero the last time? Was it Platinum?
Yeah, but that game just faltered because a lot of the stuff, even if you got past the gamepad stuff, it was just like, it's such a weird game, man. Where it feels like a retread of Star Fox 64, but also it feels totally different. So,
do you think they'd do like a remaster of the game on the Switch with like, you know, normal controls?
I don't think it'd even be worth it. It's just not a good game by design.
To see if there's like a gauge in the franchise.
Get ready for another Star Fox 64? I don't think so. I haven't done it yet, Soshi, but thank you for asking. What do you think of a new Rhythm Heaven? That'd be cool. The composer has said that he's wanted to work on the series again. He was sick, but he did express interest in 2020 that he wants to work on it again. And I would love to see that. I'm thinking of another wild card prediction. Something that would be kind of out there, but also it kind of makes sense. I mean, Switch Sports was kind of a wild card thing. Regardless how that game turned out, I wasn't expecting Wii Sports to return.
You know, I did see somebody suggest this before, but a new Tomodachi Life would be cool.
A lot of people have been wanting that. Are they going to use Sportsmates? Reese said a new Pushmo. You think that could happen?
Oh, Pushmo would be cool. Perhaps. I don't... Who made that? Was it Intelligent Systems? I think it was Intelligent Systems, but I think it's possible, but I don't know if now is the time to do that. I don't know.
I don't think
I think what would be a wild card that would like make sense.
I'm trying to think of Nintendo's vast library of series. And I'm trying to think of one that they might consider bringing back. Wario, I think, could be possible. I don't think that they'd be willing to completely ditch Wario, but if they have a new 2D Mario, I don't know if that'd make entire sense. To me, it would.
I could see Goodfield making Wario Land Shake It in HD, but that's as far as I could see it going.
Better yet, a remake of Virtual Boy Wario Land. There was talk about that, so they could maybe resurface that project.
That'd be great.
A lot of
because like Goodfield's been working on just Yoshi recently, and you know, I gotta be honest, the last few Yoshi games have not been my thing.
What, you didn't like Yoshi's?
It's not just the music. It's just like, meh.
You didn't like Yoshi's Kazoo Island? Do 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 do. Also, Ranpin would agree with you. He's not exactly a fan of Crafted World either. So I think that is something
Crappy World.
I think I'm one of the very few who actually likes that game. See,
I don't know.
Maybe that goes to show that having a bad soundtrack is worse than having bad graphics.
I think Goodfield's a good company, and they did they actually remake Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn?
I believe they did, but at the time they would also be working on Yoshi's Crafted World. Such a weird thing, man.
But they did have a hand in it, is what I'm asking.
I believe so. Someone had to do the stitching.
Because, like, they could have asked their, like, B studios, like Grezzo or something, to help out with that. I don't know. But, I don't know. I think Yoshi's Crafted World had, like, some good ideas, but...
Execution wasn't good?
But, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Goodfeel... You know, you actually bring up a good point. Maybe they would do a Virtual Boy Wario Land remake.
The thing with that game is I'm one of the few who's actually played it, and it's a very short game. You could beat it within like 2 hours or so they'd have to make it longer. Maybe some bonus content.
The only thing is, I feel like if they were to do any new Wario Land game, or like a remake, I feel like they'd go with the style of Shake It, which was pretty much hand-drawn.
I'd love to see that.
And that might... I would love to see it too, but it might take longer than normal. But it would look beautiful. I won't deny that.
Based Reese. There you go.
Stop.
Reese
The
is
question
based.
is, would Goodfeel be down to do a new Wario game? Are they just gonna do another Yoshi game? That's the big.
I don't understand why they do another Yoshi game on the same system. A port of Woolly World would
Unless
be fine.
it's 3D.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I think that they could be working on a sort of 2D game. I'm not sure what it would be. But I feel like Yoshi's had a decent fix over the years, but Wario Land would be really cool to see. I'm gonna try and get Oh, damn it!
Yeah, once again, Wario Land Shake It would be a good remake to do. I mean, it's not gonna lie, it's very crusty on the original Wii, and I think that game is beautiful, and it needs an HD makeover. So
I don't know. I'm always gonna stand by that. I find a new game to always be better than a remake. In most cases, if the game is not a sports game.
I agree, but it's been so long since we've gotten a Wario Land game, and Nintendo usually puts out remakes to gauge interest in their franchises.
Or to make a quick buck.
I feel like... What happened?
Or to make a quick buck.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think it's both. But I think since Shake It was the most recent game, and since it's... I would assume... I don't think it would be easy to clean up, but I think it would be easier to do than, like, a full-on remake of Virtual Boy Wario Lands. They're probably going to go with that. And listen, if they add enough improvements to the gameplay, and it gauges interest back in the Wario series, then that'd be great.
I hate that they have to do that, though, or they feel the need to, or we feel the need to justify it. Like, remakes are cool and everything, but it just seems like that's all we get nowadays most of the time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, we are in the era of remakes, unfortunately. But, you know...
What did Reese say? Oh, I saw that. If you can help read the chat, that'd be nice, because I'm not doing so well.
You know... I was actually going to bring that up. Do you think a Paper Mario remake, at least the N64 game, is a possibility?
I don't know, because here's the thing with Paper Mario, and it's a really weird circumstance with it. Every Nintendo series on the Switch has seemed to go back to what the fans have been asking for, except for Paper Mario. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but despite fans being very explicit about what they were asking for, they won't do it. Maybe it's driven by ego, maybe the developers are... This is just a passion project for them, because they did talk about how they like working on those kind of games. But
well, it's a Tanabe project, right?
Yeah, but there are other Tanabe projects that don't have the same issue.
Well, let's not forget who decided for the Kremlins not to return in Tropical Freeze and Returns.
Yeah. Tanabe's an interesting guy, because he can often create some of the most creative Mario games, but also some of the most creatively bankrupt. Origami King's such a weird case, because it's a really good designed game, but unfortunately, it just kind of falls flat in aspects of creativity.
falls flat.
Well,
No,
they
but,
love the paper puns too.
Do you think they would do a remake of Paper Mario? I mean, here's my stance with it.
They already got 64
think-
on Switch Online.
Yeah, but I feel like they're still even too afraid to do a new game in that gameplay style. Do you think they just do a remake just to be like, you know what? Let's see if people actually want this.
Well, they know they want it. Honestly, I think they just don't want to make it. They just didn't like it for some reason. How does Petey live? On a lot of NyQuil, and
He lives in a cage.
he pees in his own cage.
Thousand Year Door, I don't think they're gonna do a remake on that right now. I feel like a remake of Paper Mario 64 could be creatively faithful if it was developed by Grezzo.
Yeah, but why would they remake
that's
it
an
if they already have it on Switch Online?
Because money.
Yeah, but also at the same time, it doesn't make sense. But also,
It does make sense.
I don't know. Nintendo's a weird company.
Think about it. If you have the engine for, say, Origami King, and let's say Intelligent Systems is doing whatever the heck they do with Paper Mario, and then Grezzo was given the engine for Origami King, they're like, make a Paper Mario 64 remake.
Honestly, at that rate, I would just come up with something. Or actually, you know what? I think I could fly over this level. I just realized that. I'm so stupid. In more ways than one, but I'm also insane.
Peter the Pete. We might get a new Paper Mario game. Intelligent System made 4 titles on the Switch. What did they make? They made WarioWare,
Fire Emblem, Three Houses,
Paper
and
Mario,
Engage.
Fire Emblem, and what else?
Betty's? Betty's and what else? Betty's and cream! No, they made...
Yeah, What happened?
They made Fire Emblem Three Houses, they made WarioWare Get It Together, they made Paper Mario, the Origami King, and then they made Fire Emblem Engage.
Oh, yeah.
They just got done with, or they just wrapped up with Fire Emblem Engage, but they seem to be a pretty speedy developer.
Well, it seems like it's not just one team. It seems like they have multiple teams over there.
Yeah. The Paper Mario one just seems creatively bankrupt, while the others not so much. It's so weird.
I don't think they're creatively bankrupt. I just think they... It's a little like Sonic Team right now, where like they know the fans want a new adventure game, but they kind of don't want to do it.
Oh, let's see.
It's interesting.
A new Paper Mario happens when I go to a bunker. Yeah, I will be reviewing Return to Dreamland Deluxe hopefully this month. I have a lot of plans for this month. See, the problem is oftentimes I have a lot of ideas for projects and it's really hard to stay focused. So...
Things will definitely ramp up once the Direct hits.
Being honest with you guys, I'm always going to be transparent and such, but as a Nintendo channel, it is kind of hard to make videos about Nintendo when the past Directs are about JRPGs and farming sims that aren't even Nintendo IPs. See any more comments?
Let's see. You know, I think it's kind of funny how there's more original characters in Mario Tennis Aces there than there is in Origami King.
That is funny, and you know what? I think I kind of changed my stance on Aces. It's not perfect by any means, but it's the lesser of the evils.
Rampant says, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe versus Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. For me, it's Bowser's Fury all the way.
I would say Bowser's Fury simply because I prefer 3D games, but it looks to be a damn good remake. I don't understand why Nintendo is so bad usually when it comes to Mario stuff, like remakes and remasters, whatever you want to call them. But Kirby gets all the good stuff.
I still wouldn't pay $60 for a Return to Dreamland.
Hey T&D,
remake.
look.
I'm sorry.
Look who it is.
Oh.
I'm just gonna be me.
Where?
In this level.
Oh. Wow. I thought you were talking about the comments.
No, the purple M&M is not in the comments, but someone, if they think of having the purple M&M as a profile picture, you have my seal of approval. It seems like... Yeah.
So let's recap what we think is going to happen this year. So we definitely have a hunch that Mario Baseball is coming. We think 2D Mario is possibility. Kid Icarus remake possibility. F-Zero remake maybe. What else did we say?
I think it just, honestly, like I say, these leakers aren't competent most of the time, but I would say that some have more merit than others. Going back to Liam Robinson, what has he been right about? Is it stuff that's safe predictions?
He was actually recently right about the Crash Team Rumble game for quite a long time.
Was he the first to bring it up?
Yeah, he actually leaked concept art for it.
Really?
He leaked concept art for it when it was in development hell. He was the first to talk about what was going on behind the scenes.
So he's actually competent?
Yeah, he's credible. Like he knows what he's talking about. But
are we talking about like knows what he's talking about in the Diego sense, or knows what he's talking about like in the actual?
No, he knows what he's talking about in the leaking game. Like he wouldn't. I don't think he would talk about anything unless like it has merit.
Yeah, I think that we might see something like Bowser's Fury again on the next Switch. It does often boil down to he says, she says, but Velma game on the Switch, that's going to happen.
Unfortunately, wait a second. Nintendo Dario's here. He said, all because there was a Galaxy 2 doesn't mean there's going to be an Odyssey 2. I forgot to say that I think, maybe not this year, but I think the reason they held off on Galaxy 2 and 3D All-Stars is because they're going to make a remaster, a solo remaster with new levels.
Oh, that'd be so cool. But I don't think so. TND, why is the Fire Flower not working here?
What happened?
Why is the Fire Flower not working on the Buzzy Beetles?
So she said, Dimitri, have you watched any more episodes of Pac-Man?
I've been too busy watching Velma.
What happened?
I've been too busy watching Velma and the Problem Solvers.
Wow. That's sad.
No, to be honest with you, honestly, I really don't watch much cartoons or media in general. I usually just play games. And yeah, just because it is a channel, I like to put my focus on that. But I might watch more of it.
You do watch cartoons. I'm just gonna be...
That wasn't a cartoon, that was an advertisement. Also, Nintendo Dario is the lad who let me know about the purple M&M.
Oh, man.
By the way, Nintendo Dario, so...
Why would Nintendo remake a Mario game on more powerful hardware when they could just do it with Zelda?
Well, Mario and Zelda are like apples and oranges. Why'd the orange go blind? Because he was low on vitamin C. And you said you found that dumbest stuff funny. You know what? I think this is a good time to bring up the purple M&M thing. Was I laughing about it or no?
Were you laughing about it? Yeah.
No, what happened is TND was just... What were you doing when I told you about the purple M&M thing, and then you played it on the phone, and I couldn't stop laughing?
Oh, I called you, and you were like, hello? And then I just played the whole video of the advertisement, and you couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, because it's stupid. Someone actually greenlit that song.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Oh, they're giving the M&Ms personalities now? They're giving them backstories?
Wait, they didn't have personalities before?
Yeah, they were all emo, yeah.
Fun fact, the red M&M is voiced by Billy West, a.k.a. Sam from the Candy Bar.
Yeah, Sam, yeah.
You know what's funny about Sam?
What?
He looks and sounds like Mr. Hogan.
He also does Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, Ren? Let's see. I got the game today. Let me guess, SpongeBob?
TND, were you the first choice to voice Petey? Dimitri, I'll let you answer that question.
I think you were, because I had a very specific voice in mind.
Yes, so actually the voice of Petey is based on somebody that we both know, and I was supposed to do an impersonation of them, and it just kind of morphed into his own character as time went on, and I know we joke about Petey on the channel and how people hate him, but he became such a big...
I don't think people hate him on the
favorite.
channel. They hate him on Twitter, which is kind of the point. I think at worst, people are indifferent towards him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just got... I think he just became a part of the channel, and I don't think I expected him to... I don't think we expected Petey to last as long as he did.
He's still lasting.
I can last longer than you.
I just gotta be the Meech.
No, but yeah, Petey is essentially just a parody of the Nintendo skills. And if Twitter doesn't like him, we must be doing something correct. But you know what? Maybe this is actually a fun time to just bring up the fanboy stuff. What do you... I think, yeah, some levels are better off played as Mario. I'm more annoyed with Smarty Boy than Petey. Smarty Boy is actually a shill with no redeeming qualities. Petey's at least had some. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
But we might have some talk about the Nintendo fanboys right now. You guys interested in hearing about that? Because I think we wrapped up our predictions. Petey is only good for dog food.
Petey's totally not a pretendo.
Petey's totally... Who said that?
Luigi Estevez Spongy Pie.
Have you ever seen Delete This Tweet before? I have not. That had nothing to do with the game! Yeah, I think maybe we could start off with him. And him. So there are two guys on YouTube who are massive Nintendo fanboys. Obviously, we've talked about Cody before. But the thing is, I actually find Cody to be entertaining because, for one, he actually bothers to watch my videos before trashing them.
Slashcraft says, dogs eat Petey the pee-pee parrot for dinner.
He's Petey the shill parrot.
Remember this?
Did you guys also hear that Fairly Otter was so bad that they just took it down? Like, you know... No, if Fairly Otter is so bad, nobody can have it! These are some challenging levels. Who is Cody exactly? Cody is a guy on YouTube who makes these sort of videos about Nintendo, and anyone who says things about Nintendo where... He's a fanboy in the sense where if someone has an opinion about Nintendo he doesn't agree with, he'll just make a response video. But, at the same time, he's making a response video, so at least he's respectfully disagreeing. Sometimes it's not so respectfully, but I don't mind. I think it's interesting to hear. He gave T&D the nickname, some guy who clearly doesn't like Nintendo. So essentially what he'll do is he'll just make these response videos on his couch, and oftentimes he'll just say memorable quotes. When he was watching the Switch Sports one, he was doing something where he was watching it, and then he got to the Kablooey section, and he's like, what is going on? What is happening? What am I watching? And then once it all wrapped up, and then it had the fake Dimitri logo. What does it have to do with Nintendo Switch Sports? That had nothing to do with the game. I still think the T&D thing is the best ever.
It's a new, guy including this, like, Nintendo. Jamison McElf says, Dimitri, what do you think the next Nintendo console will be like?
I think it'll just be another variation of the Switch.
Yeah, I agree.
I do wonder if here you could actually jump as Luigi. I don't want to play this level. Or actually, I'm almost done.
Looks like it sucks.
I'm almost done with it. Also, coins act as currency in a way, where you can play mini-games to get power-ups. Chris Pratt will host the direct...
That's how it should work. Also, I never understood why New Super Mario Bros. Wii and U didn't allow you to save your items in an item box.
Yeah, that's really weird. Twitter's obsessed with hating Dimitri. Twitter is just funny in general. But let's see. I think that Nick275 left a really cool comment. You guys should do voice acting. You guys could sound fun. That's a great idea.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to. Actually, I've been looking into it, but it's you have to create a reel, and then you have to try and go to an agent to try and get work. But I've been trying to do little gigs here and there to, like, you know.
Well, you just got an
do
improv
some
gig.
stuff. What happened?
You just got an improv gig. So, T&D, what exactly happened when we were in Canada?
What happened while we were in Canada?
Yeah, wouldn't you know? Something invalid?
Well, actually, I was there little miles.
Where's that dang fifth acorn?
That was actually one of the hardest voices I've done.
Well, that was another one. Reese got a kick out of this. So I'm pretty sure most of you know about how Tricky Nick cameoed in the Battle League video, giving his monologue, "Hey guys, it's Tricky Nick here. I was enjoying a nice Saturday afternoon, only to find out that a grown man in Canada spent nearly made a video showcasing a store receipt showing that he had spent nearly $100 on Mario Strikers Battle League. To make matters worse, he proceeded to call Demeech and I naysayers, which eventually led to this. If you're Tricky Nick or Demeech, suck on it." And to the youth wanting to become YouTubers, trust me, you don't. I found that more funny than anything. But that guy went on to say, "You know what? I was kind of wrong. I understand where Demeech is coming from, and he's actually a cool guy." Who would have thought?
Jake G 1500 says, "If you want to be a voice actor, just don't be Helena Taylor."
Or Mindy Kaling. But I think the Helena Taylor one's even better.
Where does invalid come from?
That video. Or it was another one.
Nintendo Direct February 2023 be like Chris Pratt. "Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and welcome to the first Direct of 2023. And this time I'm hosting to start you guys love. This time I'm hosting to start you guys. Don't you guys love Fire Emblem?"
Yes!
Thank you, Chris Pratt, who's clearly played a Mario game before.
What is my thought on the Mario Super Show? Well, I think it's a good interpretation of Mario, but the humor falls flat like wet pasta. I could do Luigi better.
Hey, paisanos!
Inside jokes are the best. T&D and I have so many of them, it's hard to list.
I always thank you guys for giving me inside jokes to laugh to myself every once in a while. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that we could make you laugh.
I think one of the most fun scripts that we did was for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet review, where we were actually working on it together in a Google Doc, and he went over it, and I did my portion of it, and he revised it and made it even better. Like, the one scene that had me laughing hysterically is when Petey said, "Yep, I heard everything about it. I even recorded it on my BlackBerry after playing some Atomic Dude."
I think my favorite was when I called you, "Set some bongos, you brat!"
No, the best part was when I slipped in, "You're hearing me sound like that freak Jeff Keighley."
How many takes did that take me to say? Because I remember it was like, I couldn't stop laughing when I said that.
It took you like 5 takes, I think.
Holy cow.
This level would
That
be
was
better with a
funny
fire
line.
flower.
I think that was right after the Game Awards, so it was still fresh in my mind.
Jeff Keighley is the worst thing that happened to gaming.
I mean, you know what's funny? I told my friends this the other day, and they're like, "What? Jeff Keighley? He's awesome." Meanwhile, they all play League of Legends, so...
At least they don't play Genshin Impact. Oh, they do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Genshin, yes, I'm sorry. It was Genshin Impact. So I think that's why they were praising it.
Thank you for the late birthday wish.
Unfortunately, I think I have to leave soon.
That is fine. In fact, this would be a good time for Reese to join. So we're going to do the old switcheroo and kick T&D off and bring in Reese. I don't know what's wrong with Genshin.
Unfortunately, I have jury duty, so I gotta.
Unfortunately, that means TND actually has to sleep. So, in the meantime, bye TND. Great to have you join as always. And
Always great to be here.
but before you go, there's something very important that I needed to say that was other than invalid. Ayo. Goodbye.
Wait, Jack Attack. Are you referencing Smiling Friends?
This video is sponsored by this video.
Oh, Soshi. What happened, Soshi? You said TND, wait.
He's holding you hostage. How is your scene going? That's all we wanted to ask.
It's going slow, just because I wasn't expecting to do 4 weeks of jury duty for 5 days a week. So it's on indefinite hold right now, but it's coming along pretty good. It's not going to be done anytime soon, though. This stuff has really put a damper on, I was actually going to start shooting a project soon, and I can't do it now because of the stupid jury duty.
Well, maybe you should add in a jury duty scene to it. But, in the meantime,
I guess I'm gonna have to.
What would Petey be like in jury duty? We hereby declare the defendant guilty as charged. What do you have to say, Petey Peterson?
I kind of think that he's innocent. Yeah. And I think you're all wrong, and I think you all are stinky. Really stinky. And could the lady next to me stop copying my paper, please? This is in 4th grade, honey.
From what I can tell, she's not even copying your paper. She's just drawing peepees.
Ma'am? I mean, sir? Ma'am, poobah!
In the meantime, this wraps it up on T&D's end. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only, the legend himself, Reese Son. We're gonna give you a call on Discord, so give me one moment and we will be good to go. Alright, just gonna give me one moment. Gonna get a drink of water. But what do you guys think of the e-reader levels so far? Alright, I would give you another introduction, but it would be paper thin.
Hold on, I just got a call from someone. It's from Jeff Grubb. Let me answer this real quick.
What does he have to say?
Okay. Hello? Okay. The Metroid Prime trilogy. Well, didn't you say that 5 years ago?
No way!
Okay, this is gonna be the year, 2023, this is gonna be the year that it's gonna happen. Okay, what else is gonna come out this year? Okay, a Family Guy game. Family Guy Fresh Air, coming out in April. Okay,
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I saw Velma, and the stuff there is almost on I think it's even above the level of Fresh Air. It's so bad. Chris Griffin, will you marry me? What?
But yeah, Jeff Grubb just called, and we are getting, the Metroid Prime trilogy, finally. I know he's been saying it for 5 years, but this is gonna be the year.
Absolutely. So, anyways, how are you, man? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing well right now. I just, a couple weeks ago, I started my second semester and everything, but it's going pretty well so far, and I've been enjoying, Cosmic Shake.
See, the thing is, with college, I kind of miss it. Like, I feel like I have nothing to do now. Although I have the channel, I kind of need more of a push, so I might get a part-time job as well in addition to YouTube. January is just a rough month for YouTubers, which is why I just kind of slowed down. But I'm excited for the plans for this month. But good to hear that everything's going well. And would it be okay to brag about your GPA?
Well, yeah, I actually, I mean, I guess if, I mean, I got like a 4.0 GPA last semester, so, I've been doing pretty well. I'm not gonna brag too much, though, since, I'm not really the one to brag that much about things, so...
Reese has, like,
yeah,
120 IQ, yet no one knows. But, dude, that is something to brag about, because when I was working in college, or doing college, when I was in person, I used to always strive to get a really high GPA. And the feeling of getting straight A's is one of the best feelings out there. The best feeling is getting Super Mario Odyssey revealed, but it's very close, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah, things have been going pretty well for me right now, and, recently, I think I sent you the, like, I also made a video about it on my channel, but I actually went to the Limited Run Games, retail store, and that's pretty cool, because I'm sure you've heard of Limited Run Games. I mean, they're pretty popular and everything, but they actually have a physical retail store in North Carolina that has, like, the games that they sell as well as, like, other retro games and different things. So I was able to get a completed box copy of Kirby Block Ball, the Japanese version, and a physical copy of Bug Fables.
Oh, nice! Do they have, like, unlimited physical copies? Because I know that Limited Purple... I read Purple's comment. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Although it is so scary to the point where Twitter's afraid of me. But how are the prices there? And did they have, like, unlimited copies of their games?
Oh, yeah, they have, like, a lot of copies of their games that they don't even sell online anymore. And, like, there's a lot of things there. I think they have, like, most of their selection of the games that they've sold over the years. It's really cool. And I would say the prices are fairly good there. I think most of the physical games are between $30 to $40 there, for the Switch games.
All this for a Fire Flower. That's good to hear. I was thinking of getting the physical ukulele, but I got it for $4 on the eShop.
Yeah, with Bug Fables, I really like that game. I mean, it's probably not too surprising why, but I kind of regretted not getting the physical version of it when it was available online. So I'm glad that I got the physical copy there, because Bug Fables is a great game.
Yeah, it seemed pretty good. I'm not sure how I feel about the art style. It just looks too different from Paper Mario. But I like the idea of having a game that's similar to the original games.
Yeah, it kind of expands upon, like, a lot of the things that I liked about 64 and Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, I would say I'm interested in checking it out, but I currently just have so many games. I actually stopped retro game collecting. I think I just got most of what I needed, and also, I got all my stuff from DK Oldies, so I'm broke.
Are they, cosmetically flawed? And,
No, they were genuinely refurbished. Joey just wiped it off with a cloth.
Did you get that extra Mario keychain in with it for paying $500, for each game?
I just got stickers. They were sticker stars. Oh, that was
now
bad.
Now you can stay perky.
It was a purple toad. See, some levels are just better with Luigi, but I always find out too late. No, I never... See, the thing with being a game collector is I can tell you guys... Alright, let's see what the message from Hydro was. Are you the guy from Twitter? Are you the same Hydro? I wouldn't be surprised. Bugsnax is something Reese should try, but get it on Xbox or PC. I feel like I'm at a point where, like, Xbox, you kind of need one if you want to play some of the modern games. Like Cosmic Shake, when I got a review copy, I requested it would be for Xbox. However, I know that most of us are Switch gamers, including myself, so I'm going to touch on the Switch version as well. And Reese, if you could help me out and just share some footage and your thoughts about it, I'd love to hear.
The Switch version, it's mostly fine, but there are some bugs. And there is, it does look worse than the other versions, so it's, I got it on Switch just because I play the Switch most often, but, I don't really have too many problems with it, but if other people have more problems with, how the game runs and everything, I probably would recommend getting it on either PC or Xbox or PS5.
No, Hydro, I remember you from Twitter when I was there in 2021. But you're right, I still do see what's going on and stuff like that. Mostly for meme material. Yeah, Nintendo games aren't unfinished, they're just incomplete. Yeah, I was talking to my friend, he got Cosmic Shake on the Switch.
So I just found this tweet. I was I don't really use Twitter anymore. I just kind of browse it like you do sometimes. I have an old account that I look on there. There was someone who said who thought you were you know that Blockman 10 guy that you were talking about a while ago?
Yeah, I know exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, so someone thought you were throwing them under the bus, because you thought, yeah, but they thought what you were doing was a
horrible thing.
Was wrong, even though what they were doing was wrong.
What I'm doing is wrong, I know it's wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If anyone gets that reference, you are the OG, and let me know if you get where it's from, but yeah, about that, just some guy contacted me, asking my thoughts on a Mario Baseball 3, as well as Strikers, and I just did that. I just said what everyone else knows. As long as it has an ample amount of content and it's not generic Mario, I'm all for it. And he just took that to say that I was just using it to berate fans of Battle League and say he defended free updates, even though that's not what happened. And he said that I made the Orb of Confusion post right after he reached out to me, which was just not true. But you know what? It's just stuff like that where, the Twitter stuff, I just keep it, or look at it for memes, but that was a case where I was like, yeah, you know what? This is a bit much. This is a bit excessive, and I just made a response to just saying that it was stupid what happened, and he apologized for it, but still, I just
There's also that group of people that think you hate JRPGs.
I saw that! That was one of the funniest threads I've read. I don't hate JRPGs.
Did you see that guy who said that they hate you, because, you called, JRPG fans weirdos?
I didn't, though. I just said that the group would say, go play other games, when in reality, they don't play other games.
Yeah, I'll basically read the tweet, I'll basically read the tweet that I saw here. It says,
if there are any potty words, just don't say those.
Basically, it said, I'll just read this tweet here. I said before how much Demeach has no respect for JRPGs and the people that love them. This definitely proves it. He basically called JRPG fans weirdos. Thanks for supplying how much I fucking hate you, Demeach. Fuck off.
Whoa, watch out for the potty words. You can say everything else, but just watch your language.
Sorry, I was just, I'm not sure, how YouTube's policy is with,
You just gotta say freaking instead.
Okay, I'll be careful with it next time, yeah. I'll just say, yeah. So, I'm aware of how pathetic that sounds, but imagine taking something that literally gave you a reason to live, and stomped on it, mocked it, and called it a loser for liking it. Also, I call complete and utter BS on this one. Otherwise, that last statement would have been made, and there would have been no videos mocking JRPGs in the direct. Oh yeah, he was talking about, that one comment that, you put to someone that says, I don't hate JRPGs, I just wish there was more variety, which you said, and he was calling that BS. And then he said, and yes, this is over the fact that he put banjo music over the announcement of the Tales of Symphonia remastered. Tales of Symphonia is my favorite game of all time and helped me through a dark period of my life. So for him doing that to me feels insulting. I understand that it's not for everyone, and yeah, variety is important in directs, but treating JRPG announcements in a direct like if it's a bringer of doom is downright insulting to the fans of the genre. It's just like, what he was saying there was just assuming what you said. Like, it was just assumptions, like you didn't actually mean any of that.
I just said that oftentimes the crowd who says, me when I only like Mario, only like certain JRPGs. I never said that JRPGs were bad, but yeah, that is a common misconception. I just think that directs need variety, just like if it had all platformers and stuff. Okay, Hydro, I don't look at Twitter just because I can't handle criticism. I can handle criticism. If you don't like what I do, go ahead, I'm fine with that. And if you have criticism, I'm more than welcome to hear it so I can make my videos better. But there's a difference between criticism and being a jerk. It's not hard to be nice. It doesn't take much effort to be nice. It takes a lot more effort to be rude and just waste your time and just wasting your energy just being, rude for someone for having a different opinion about a game. Risu was telling me the other day that maybe the Mario Baseball community post was a bit too far, and I could see where he was coming from. I did think it was more of a joke, but at the same time, I did appreciate his input on it, because I do like to hear different opinions and stuff, and that also includes games. I have a friend who actually likes Paper Mario Sticker Star, if you can believe it. And you know what I do?
Yeah, I actually have some people I know some people who like Sticker Star as well.
I listen to it with open ears. I think it's incredibly intriguing to hear the reasons behind it, considering that it's one of my least favorite games of all time. And I really can't see much redeeming with it. But dude, it's just be nice. That's all I'm saying. I just find a lot of the tweets meme-worthy. It's just a lot of funny things most of the time. Like the one guy who was saying that I defended Ultra Smash and didn't actually watch the video that I did. And then he said...
It just seems like a lot... It seems like a lot of people on Twitter, like, it just seems like a lot of people, they're either, like... It seems like a lot of them are, like, younger, like, from what I've seen, like, 14 or 15.
And I could understand that. If someone's, like, younger... I mean, I was a kid... And I was probably defending Nintendo at some point. I was so happy to find out that the Xbox One wouldn't be able to play used games because I thought it would give the Wii U a chance. But you're right, it often is just, younger, mature fans. But the ones that I have a problem with are ones who are, like, in their 20s and getting mad over video game opinions. Also, contrary to popular belief, I don't get mad over video game opinions. And Mario Strikers Battle League as a game just makes me mad because it's Battle League. Not because of, just stuff surrounding it. But... the only thing that gets me mad is just like, when people are being mean. That's all. Then why did you call people for...
Yeah.
See, the thing is, it wasn't calling out the Mario Baseball thing, people defending it at the moment. It's probably what was going to happen. That's it. That's all it was. It was just a meme. It's a prank, bro.
Yeah.
But go on, Reese.
I feel like with those community posts, I feel like a lot of people, like, not just like the, regular Nintendo shills you see, I feel like there are some people that kind of get the wrong message from them sometimes.
I think that I try to make it clear that it's mostly sarcasm, but sometimes that doesn't come across. I thought the Pokemon one was pretty clear. Hydro, I'm 17 and I don't defend Nintendo mindlessly. Even if you did, you can defend Nintendo all you want. Just be nice. That's all.
Oh, and another thing about JRPGs, like, the
hey,
thing
Anton,
is,
good to
it's funny
see you.
Because I'm actually kind of, well, I'm not really, like, I'm not, like, a hardcore JRPG fan, but I actually do like JRPGs, and I like Xenoblade and even Fire Emblem now, and different things like that, but, I never once thought that Dimitri was insulting JRPGs or hating the JRPGs. Because even I like some JRPGs, but I thought that there wasn't much variety in the last Direct. There were, I definitely agree that there were too many farming simulators and JRPGs there, even though I like JRPGs.
I just want variety, that's all. But...
yeah.
No, Hydro, I'm down to have a civil conversation.
If there were, the thing is, if there was a Direct with only platformers, it would be the same problem.
It's not the first instance either. We also had the one in February 2021. So this has been a consistent theme with Nintendo Directs, where it's become kind of a joke. Although the farming sim was a brand new thing. I think that was even funnier.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, like with the farming sims and everything. I mean, JRPGs are to be expected, but the farming sim, that was just kind of weird.
Well, they're trying to farm a reaction. I think a P-Wing would be good in this case.
Actually, you know what? We're not gonna get Mario Baseball. We're gonna get Super Mario Farming. That's the next game we're gonna get. It's gonna be the big online game for this year, because it seems like Nintendo has like 1 or 2 big online games for the year. That's gonna be one of the big online games, Super Mario Farming.
You know what?
And
I think that'd actually be kind of cool if it's like a Yoshi farming game, or where you farm Mario creatures. Plants vs. Zombies like Mario. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. But, I mean, it has to be multiplayer Mario game on the Switch, so it's only going to have 5 characters at launch, and only, like, 1 farm style.
The farm costumes are just going to be the Western costumes from Mario Party 2. Also, did Mario Party 3 release yet, or no?
No, not yet. GoldenEye did.
I've heard mixed things about it.
Yeah, with GoldenEye, I feel like some of the people covering it, I mean, like, they're just kind of stating some of the problems that are already, like, on the service and everything. The fact that it doesn't have proper button mapping and the online is bad and everything. Those are already problems. I feel like the people that are looking at GoldenEye and everything are kind of going onto the service for like the first time in over a year. It seems like a lot of people are, because I mean, GoldenEye is a lot bigger than some of the other games that they've been putting on there.
What, so, Charlie Blast territory?
Well, I mean, that's I'm surprised that isn't on there yet. They really need to add that. Like, that's gonna save the service.
I agree.
Charlie's Blast territory.
It's Charlie Blast territory. Dating sims, that'd be interesting. We have a Mario dating sim.
Didn't you make the Mario Kart dating sim joke back when Origami King released?
I did. Essentially, it was just... This was before I played Origami King, but I think it still stands. I said that what happens if the next Mario Kart's a dating sim? That's what it felt like. And it was called Mario Kart 9 Quest for Love. I hate that I'd actually consider that be an interesting game. We had Francis in Super Paper Mario, so we already got a glimpse of it.
They actually did do a spoof on that there.
What a weird game. What a bizarre trip of a game. I will say that Super Paper Mario's gameplay is rather weak, but just the weirdness makes up for it.
Yeah, I feel like Super Paper Mario is probably like the most creative Paper Mario game, like even more so than Thousand Year Door, like because of the all the weird characters and different things like that. I feel like if Super Paper Mario had the gameplay of Thousand Year Door, I feel like it would easily be the best game in the series for me.
Possibly. I don't like how geometric the characters are, though. But that's just...
Yeah, I do really like the villains in the game.
I do too, and I really like the story as well.
I had an idea before, like, with the Paper Mario spin-off, where you actually play as the villains in Super Paper Mario, and it's kind of like an alternate view of the story.
Yeah. Alright, Soshi, good to see you as always. I will get to work on the title card and hopefully see more of the Pac-Man cartoon. But yeah, thank you for joining as always, but we're gonna wrap this up a bit soon. I don't know if I could do a Chris Pratt impression because all I do is stomp Koopas in the original Mario Brothers arcade. Also, the P-Wing made that level a breeze. But I do think that...
The anti-Super Paper Mario Association Discord server just got a ping. That's a Discord server? I just knew them for all of the GIFs that pop up when you search up Super Paper Mario. Have you seen that before? Where there's all of these GIFs that are slandering Super Paper Mario?
I haven't seen those before.
It's I'll send it to you in the chat on Discord.
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing it. But I did want
there's
to
like
ask
a
you,
bunch of things here.
if you like the more weird Mario games, did you end up beating Sparks of Hope?
I'm close to beating it, but I didn't have time, like, just due to, like, the timing of different things, that I've been doing. I'm pretty close to beating it, though.
I would say that if you love Super Paper Mario and those sort of weird, wacky Mario games, I think Sparks of Hope is exactly what you've been looking for. And
No, but yeah, yes. Sparks of Hope, I would say, is definitely one of my favorite Mario RPGs. It's definitely, I would say it's, like, almost on the level of the older Paper Mario games, and the Mario and Luigi series, in my opinion.
it's actually my favorite Mario RPG of all time, although that's a very interesting opinion. But I think the gameplay is amazing.
It's a very understandable opinion, because, like, there's so many things to love about Sparks of Hope. Like, I might do a full review of the game at some point, because I really enjoyed it. And another thing, a weird thing that I've seen, like, some people, like, talk about the game, is that, like, some people are saying that it's, like, it doesn't, like, the dialogue and story isn't as good as most games, and they're not really comparing it to, like, other Mario games and other Mario RPGs. They're just comparing it to, like, other RPGs in general. Like, of course it's not gonna have a story as in-depth as, like, Xenoblade or Final Fantasy, but I feel like for Mario standards, it was very good.
It was. Especially towards when you get to the end. I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't played the game. But, yeah, I'm very excited to do a full review of it. And I just love everything about the game. Although sometimes it does kind of feel like it's not really a Mario game. But I'm fine with that. I just take that over... Yeah, I think that J-To the P. Moreno is right. A lot of the characters are more rabid than Mario. And the characters are cool, don't get me wrong. I love characters like Woodrow and... Or I think her name's Bee. It's a literal Bee, who is a hipster.
Yeah, and every once in a while, I actually kind of like Mario games that, like, don't really feel like Mario games. It, like, just, like, are really wacky and go over the edge, kind of like Super Paper Mario or Sparks of Hope. Like, every once in a while, I think it's good to get at least, like, a couple games that are like that. Like, I mean, obviously not most of the games, but just, like, one game every once in a while I think is fine to be, like, really different and kind of, generally be different from what we expect from Mario games.
T&D, I thought you had to go to jury duty. I wasn't sending you the purple M&M. I've been too busy talking to Reese and doing the stream. Why did the orange go blind? Because he was low on vitamin C. No. Poop. It's dancing. That's what it is.
Imagine the purple M&M in the Grubhub ad.
You know, I would say that that's actually a really good fit. But let's see. Did any of you play... I did play Super Princess Peach, and I reviewed it. I didn't want to... I did, but I wanted to comment this before bed. Goodbye! Of course J Plays leaves a J Plays comment right before T&D leaves. Did you see what he commented? Yo,
I think I remember him saying that in the past before. I think he told me that before.
I hope. Please say you're making
That
it up.
wasn't that wasn't the only time he said that. Like.
I don't know what was funnier. We're on the stream. What's going on?
Did I just see what I thought I saw?
You did, but I had to hang up the call with Reese. We're still on the stream.
God damn it. I don't know what.
Alright, well...
When I was little,
Oh, you're still back!
I regret it. Pete has a crush on Princess Peach.
Reese, you're still here. Good. We're on a three-way call.
Oh my god.
Alright.
J Plays. I was gonna go to bed.
People act like Sticker
What
Star
the
is the
hell,
worst game of all
man?
time, but I think it was just below average.
Alright,
The thing
he's-
is with Sticker Star, it's like, I mean, there are obviously games that are much worse than it. But the fact that it's a part of the Paper Mario series is why it's so hated and why that me along with other people think it's so bad.
I'm sorry, but I can't stop laughing. He said that on one of your streams too.
Wait, were you talking about what Jay Plays just said?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Why did I do this? Alright, now I'm better. Nick, it's not that. TND and Rusi have girlfriends. Or but go on.
I just realized you're playing this game on the Wii U and everything, but is it possible that before we end the stream, we could play a round of Kablooey?
Unfortunately, I don't have my Switch connected, and my Wii U is kind of in a weird place, but, you know, let's just save the e-reader levels, and we'll do a little bonus round. Let's see, we're gonna play What's on My Wii U. So, let's see. There's going to be...
If I had my Wii U with me, we could play Ultra Smash, but, unfortunately I didn't bring my Wii up to, my dorm, or my Wii U, yeah. I do have my Wii, though.
If Soshi was here, man, this would be perfect. We have Duck Hunt, and we have Pac-Land. You want to do Duck Hunt? My Wii U is in mod.
I mean, in case Soshi comes back, I think that will be, a pleasant surprise for him. Buy Pac-Man 2 on the eShop.
I don't think you can buy games on the eShop anymore, but oh my gosh. Why do you say this kind of stuff, Jay Plays? To get a reaction, I know that, but it's stuff that isn't even that extreme. Anyone could come up with it, but just the context, whenever he says it. The Peter Griffin thing was the funniest thing, though.
Wait, where was this? Where he said this? Was it the thing he said earlier? Or did he say another thing?
It was the poop thing. But he also said in another stream, when I was younger, I wanted to eat Peter Griffin's stomach because it looked like a rice cake.
I remember that.
The best part about it is the Peter Griffin rice cake thing. If you think of that, and then think of Jay Plays' analogy, it makes it even better. T&D mentioned another one. Another story.
Great, now I'm a meme. Wait, what was that? Oh, wait, there was that one quote from Pac-Man, The Ghostly Adventures. Oh, no!
Oh, no! Alright. I'm getting my controller synced up, but what a night. Oh man, I'm a meme. Finally, I've managed to attend a Demeet stream. And what a stream you attended. Also, what T&D was referencing is it was a funnier story. So, I went to an art school, and we'd always have like a end of the year and Christmas performance where the entire school does a play. And the principal was the host of it, and she was great, she was amazing, but she didn't exactly have the best speaking presence, if I were to be honest with you. And what she said is something along the lines of, there's a concession stand. She said, you know, we're at the intermission now, so if you want to get some snacks or something like that, we have them. We also got coffee. It's not like Starbucks where, you know, it's all the good stuff like caramel and sugar and poop. In front of a crowd of probably almost 1,000 people, she said that.
You know, I just remembered something. Since this stream is kind of starting to get a little crazy, remember that one stream we did a couple years, where just started adding random things to the screen. Like, I think it was like someone put something in the chat, and then you randomly started to get like more and more chaotic.
I remember that. I think I screenshotted it. It had the annoying orange.
You should do that again.
It had Mr. Rogers and Mr. T. You know what? I think that'd be a good way to end it.
Yeah, I think you should do that again sometime. That was one of your best streams.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight. But, let's see. Read some more comments.
Remember on some of my streams, like, a couple of years ago, I just, like, randomly put annoying orange on the screen, and then, like, until, like, you or, like, other people noticed it?
I think so. There was a specific gif of the annoying orange that I used. The 3D World stream was the best. That was one of the...
Yeah.
That was the best stream I think we ever did. It was you, TND, and Starchronics, and I, and we were playing 4-player 3D World, and it was just insane.
Yeah, that was fun.
Have you ever thought of doing Smash Bros. Streams? No, because the online's terrible, but 3D World maybe. What do you remember about the 3D World stream, Nick? Because I remember going crazy.
Yeah, the 3D World stream was pretty fun.
Oh, we talked about Mario Baseball before. I should get my Wii Zapper for this. Well, actually, the Nyko Perfect Shot. But I think that about wraps it up, so... Let's see. Any other comments, Reese? I do remember the Sonic 2 stream where I rage quit.
Let's see. Do you think Mario American Football will ever be a reality? It would be nice, but I'm not sure if they'll do that. If it's a part of like if sometime in the future they do like another like Mario Sports compilation game, kind of like Mario Sports Mix or Superstars, maybe they'll add American football there, but I'm not sure if they'll do like a standalone game with that.
Yeah, if it turns out the way Mario sports games do, then I would say yeah, but I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for joining, and as always, keep calm and Dada on.
Stay perky!
Poop. Oh man.